Alright, hello everybody. This is the N9 Dota 2 Cup. I am The.Spectre. Joining me is Daredevil Dan. And we have our lower bracket final. It is a best of one. The losers go home. The winners versus CSW in a best of three grand final. And we have D4D Reborn coming fresh off their victory against Young Money Club versus Hans Reborn.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, and Hans Reborn did fall to the lower bracket, being knocked down, should I say, by Can't Say Whips. D4D been performing really well in this tournament. We just saw them last game pull out a really strong push strategy, but still had the Luna to fall back on as a late game carry. So, they weren't all in, but the anti-mage was definitely getting a lot of items towards the end.
Yeah, it did seem quite dangerous. That countdown kept on getting lower and lower. They kept on extending it with Raxes, and they were finally able to close out the game. And I'm really loving Death Prophet pickups. I love the hero. I think she's great. And it's really great to see these players pick them up. I know Toons has actually been playing a lot of Death Prophet over on Noxious. So, shout out to Toons. Awesome player, good guy. So maybe we'll see some more, and we're gonna have a first pick Earthshaker, and D4D actually banned out this hero in the first banning phase of last game.
Is this one of those new things that we've missed in Oz Dota, that Earthshaker is like numero uno hero? Like, did we miss this?
The thing is, I mean, the Fisher was increased by 100 units, which is small, but it's actually quite big. It means you can stun out of smoke, which means he's great for roaming on mid. It makes blocks a lot easier, and also, of course, the totem being changed to 400% isn't massive, but it's still an extra 100% damage. So, it'll be... He's good, he's great, but I don't know. I think it's a lot to do with player trends as well. Like, Dota has always been a trend-based game. If a couple of pros start playing this new hero and then they keep winning with it, other teams copy it, other teams modify it, and it just gets into, the patches have a small part to play in it where you get small buffs where people then try them out again and go, oh hey, man, I haven't played this hero for so long, he's actually really good and now he's even stronger, great, let's keep on picking him up and build a lineup around it. So I don't know. I think Earthshaker's great. He's got his place in the professional scene. We used to see Na'Vi pick him up all the time. So being even stronger now, I don't see why not.
5 seconds.
I don't know. First pick, maybe yes, maybe no, but definitely I can see him being played a lot more often.
Reserve time.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know. I mean, as you said, it's a trend thing. People like a hero, they pick the hero. Other people like it, but Earthshaker, I mean, I see where he's good, but I can also see that he's, like, not a first pick.
Well, honestly, if you want, like, an initiating stun with a big ultimate, I really prefer Sand King. But
the initiation range on Earthshaker is massive.
Yeah, it certainly is. It is big if you could blink forward and Fisher forward for, like, an insane range.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, 3,300 or so. Or 3,400, I think, if you hit a max range blink. But I still prefer Sand King, personally.
I mean, you lose the range, but once you've got Blink Dagger, I think Sand King's a bit stronger. Earthshaker counters those heroes who get illusions.
5 seconds.
So when, like, PL was a big thing and the change to Earthshaker's ulti came out, you almost just saw PL stop being picked.
Reserve time.
Like, the metagame changed, and the fact that Earthshaker could dunk you for 6 billion damage when you had the illusions out, you were screwed. But I mean, he did get also the buff to his enchant totem, but
Dyer's ban.
Yeah, that's not why you pick the hero. It's meh. Like 400% attack damage, sure you can go like Crit Shaker. If you're gonna like farm an Earthshaker, I see it, but it's like cheesy and just bad.
Yeah, but
10 seconds.
I definitely wouldn't be doing it against Hans as well.
No, it's not. That's
I
generally
can see Hans doing it, but I can't see it being done against them. And speaking of the lineups, Hans do have the Rubik and Nature's Prophet. Very potent, as we've seen. Godot actually using it on CSW against Hans to basically win them the game with tower pushing. So maybe they're going to, stick Endless Winter on it. He plays a very, very good Nature's Prophet. And hope to take this game out through split push and some decent, strong team fight with Rubik +3.
Yeah, they really do, and Rubik already has decent skills to steal. I mean, everything they have other than the enchant totem, which is kind of useless for Rubik.
400% damage on a Rubik.
Hot damn!
Range hit.
That's true, it is ranged hit, so it's like almost better. Except you don't get the stun. But hey, by the way, spoiler, Reborn wins.
Yep, thanks for that, Frost Knight. Too good.
Yeah, straight from the chat, Reborn wins. 10 out of 10, fixed tournament.
Will it be D4D or Hans? But man, right now, do you think Hans really want to be taking any fights at all? Right now they have an Earthshaker and a Mirana. If you get off a Fissure, it's going to be setting up an arrow. You can then leap, throw out the Starfall. Earthshaker has then his ultimate. Mirana can kind of set him lumbering in with Moonlight Shadow. So they've already set themselves up quite well for any team fight coming their way. So do you think Hans will go full split push, or bit of split push, bit of fight?
Yeah, I mean, looking at their lineup now against an ES Miranda, you don't want to fight that. Like, that's the danger zone right there. Those two heroes alone. Danger, danger! That's a different song, but hey. But yeah, I mean, at the moment they're looking more to split push just because Nature's Prophet, and we do see them pick up that hero a lot. He did fall out of favor quite a bit, but Hans Reborn are like, nah, it's hero, still good, still OP, get out of here.
Yeah, after 679 came out, we've been seeing a lot of dual lanes, a lot more aggression, and Nature's Prophet doesn't really fit into that. If D4D managed to mount an attack, and a strong attack, before Nature's Prophet kind of comes online with maxed out Treants, a couple of points into that teleport, maybe a Necro or Shadow Blade, if they manage to really start fighting before then Hans might be in a bit of trouble, because Nature's Prophet does have a period of time where he's not very useful as a split pusher. And if you manage to disrupt that, force him into fights, or just break up his farming pattern, you can really neuter the kind of whole split push idea.
Yeah, you really can. I mean, the thing is whenever we see split push versus team fight, it's always the team fight that wins. Sorry, the split push that wins. Like every game, I think it's like 80% of the games, I would say, when I see it, the split push wins. So you gotta be a little bit careful about it. But obviously, if you can engage, take a good team fight, you don't rely on big cooldown ultimates, you can definitely snowball from that.
You certainly can, and do we see D4D
10 seconds to go.
Pick up something like the Queen of Pain, the Storm Spirit? We do see the Death Prophet banned out, so Hans were definitely paying attention to the last game. It won't be available for D4D, and they will pick up the Crystal Maiden again. So a great mana aura for the Nature's Prophet makes jungling that little bit easier. Rubik can throw out Fade Bolt a bit more. Just generally, it's so helpful for your entire team. Like 2.5 mana doesn't seem like much, but it can really be a big difference.
Yeah, you basically, the skills that you wouldn't have up normally, you always do now. So it's definitely handy to have.
And CM, after the change to her Frostbite, she's basically been picked or banned in every single match that I've seen.
Radiant's pick.
And I really think it's odd that it's just because of that change, really. I guess Tranquil's also got quite a large buff for supports. But it just seems like, kind of two minor changes that have resulted in a skyrocket of a hero being picked up.
Yeah, I think it's also the change in how the game's played, because it's a lot of aggression and your supports are getting more levels than they used to. So she definitely helps more like that.
Yeah, she is probably one of the... I think she is the strongest hero at level 2 as far as nuke damage is concerned, and hold with Frost and the Nova and Bite. But I don't know, it still seems odd to me. I do agree that, obviously there's more aggression. Crystal Maiden's great at either stopping or complementing that. And again, it's all trend-based, so Crystal Maiden just enjoying her time in the sun after being neglected for so long. Of course, she was started to be picked up even before the changes came through. Fluff and Stuff loved to play and draft Crystal Maiden quite a bit, and you actually saw her basically win a game for them in TI3.
Yeah, and we see the Dragon Knight pick up now, which really did just fall out. Like, Dragon Knight is good for pushing, and obviously you can bottle Crow mid and do that, but other than that, he sort of fell out because he just didn't feel like he was that good anymore. You sort of went on the more aggressive routes with heroes mid that can really fight very strong, and Dragon Knight doesn't necessarily do that early on. He's very good at pushing and nuking down waves and having a decent nuke in team fights, but he doesn't feel strong until, level 16 in team fights, or sometimes level 11. But the Doom pickup is going to be good against D4D. Basically, every one of their heroes relies on their spells, other than maybe Dragon Knight. But even him, if he's not Dragon form yet and you get the Doom off, he's almost dead weight. So the Doom pick, definitely going to be good for this.
Reserve time.
Yeah, it certainly will be. I mean, it also is a great stop to Earthshaker. If he blinks in and you manage to have quick enough reactions to either Scythe or Doom him off at the beginning, I would assume Nature's Prophet to build a Scythe. Sometimes we do see Doom making one as well if you go into more of that utility role. If you have quick enough reactions, you can completely stop the initiation, turn it around completely, and they have, at the moment, heroes that, Mirana has a decent escape. If you can't leap away, she's a lot easier to kill. As you said, if Dragon Knight gets hit before Dragon Form gets thrown out, they're in a lot of trouble as well. But, D4D pick up the Ancient Apparition again, so the Scorched Earth will be nullified for when it's being thrown out. But really, that's all the big healing that'll be coming out, except for maybe if Nature's Prophet went for a quick mech. So, it is decent, but maybe just going for more the early instance damage from Chilling Touch, and, hoping to get a lot more damage early on, and Chitan is going to be playing on his favorite hero as of late, the Tuskar.
Yeah, and Tuskar mid is very strong. You can see him in support roles, but I doubt it on Hans Reborn. They've already got Crystal Maiden and Rubik, and you don't farm one of those. And the Troll Warlord picked up for D4D, which is really good comboing with Dragon Knight. You can melt towers instantly, and in team fights when you're that level 16 Frost Dragon, BKBs, he don't care if you got BKBs. You just die. And this way now, he doesn't need to build any attack speed. He can just build pure damage or pure tank.
And with the Chilling Touch coming out as well, with the Berserker, it's a lot of damage coming out in a very small amount of time. It turns kind of that longer damage that comes out from Chilling Touch into an almost instant occurrence. It's a lot of magic damage to be hit by in a short amount of space. So, I definitely like the Troll pickup. We always kind of harp on teams for picking up a Troll when their main or secondary carry doesn't really scale with attack speed. But Dragon Knight, definitely scaling with attack speed.
5 seconds.
Yeah, he really likes attack speed, and as I said before, he doesn't have to build it now. Generally, you do build an Assault anyway, for the fact that he needs armor, but he doesn't at the same time. It's just like, if you've got 40 armor on a Dragon Knight, it's really quite hard to kill him. Like, he's quite tanky.
I don't know, I think he might more go into just the Helmet Dominator crit, which is kind of the...
See, I'm not a huge fan of the crit on a Dragon Knight. I prefer getting the more pure sources of damage. Things like picking up Satanics into MKBs rather than the crit.
Fair enough. Everyone has their own way of building heroes, but
yeah.
Let's go.
But they don't have a natural butterfly carrier, so true. I don't think you're gonna get time to introduce man. Definitely they're walking at each other.
I can. Endless Winter on the Nature's Prophet. Firestarter, aka Risk, on the Crystal Maiden. Doom being played by Balls. I believe it's Lippy. Yes, it is Lippy on the Rubik, and Chitan on that Tuskar.
And over on CSW, not CSW, I thought it was, because Muffin Man. Over on D4D, we have Muffin Man playing the Troll, CTI on the Earthshaker, Varge playing that Mirana, Tinky on the AA, and Emmerich Oswald playing the Dragon Knight.
And we have already 2 camps blocked up. This ward, great for blocking the camp here. It's also a good D ward spot. If Firestarter chooses to ward up on this top hill, it spots out both of those,
here we go.
Depending on how far away it's placed. So we'll see just how it goes. We're also going to see Risk picking up that double damage. No just walks past. Looks like he's going to be giving it to Rubik instead.
Double damage.
But we do have a tri-lane at bottom. Balls is on the Doom, has skilled Devour first level, but we're going to have the easy camp here blocked up, as well as the very easy to access hard camp, or medium camp. So it's a lot harder for Balls to gain good creeps here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to really get everything he wants. Varge is going to be on this off-lane Mirana. He is going to be joined by an Earthshaker who's most likely going to be blocking this lane to go Ancient stacking with his creeps. Or they're going to keep him in lane. But I do think, this Nature's Prophet's going to be fine against this this troll. He's not going to have the worst time. AA is here, but he's probably just going to focus on pulling, stacking, getting his own experience, while these two just sort of trade hits and trade farm. And this is the new set as well on Furion, which is pretty cool.
With the little backpack and everything.
Yeah, bro. Got to have that backpack. Well, he's always going around, man. He's a traveler. He's got to have the backpack.
But Shaitan, as well as Oswald, trading big blows in the mid lane, but Shaitan only having that one more tango available to him. Does have enough money for the bottle, though, if he chooses to collect it. Looks like he's shopping for it now, standing still for a little bit. But no, doesn't decide to pick it up just yet.
Yeah, and Risk now just going into the jungle. He does have his Frostbite and his mana regen, so he's going to be fine to do this. Doom actually getting gone on in this bottom lane, but he's not going to die. He's got a crap ton of health.
And as
but
well,
that does
Earthshaker threw out a Clarity Potion almost instantly, and the Scorched Earth cancelled it. So a bit of a misplay there from CTI, burning one of the Clarities that he had. And we're going to have another one burned off as well. So he's already down to 2 Clarities. He has nothing apart from consumables in his inventory at the moment.
That's the Porman Earthshaker, and they warded off these Ancients because they foresaw the fact that they were going to try and do this, which is just good insight from Hans Reborn, knowing the fact that they had an Earthshaker. They didn't really have anywhere else to lane him, so cancelling that out. And Tinky has come into lane as this AA now, trying to force out this Nature's Prophet. I mean, if Tinky can force him out and give Troll free farm, that's perfect. Troll free farm is pretty damn scary.
Yeah, it certainly is. If you can get something up like the lifesteal as well as the BKB early on, and in fact Shaitan's going to get first blood, Risk rotated in, and the Frostbite was enough to grab it. Meanwhile, Endless throwing out the Treants, getting a lot of damage done onto Tinky, probably another 3 right clicks plus a little Treant spam, but he will just be able to run away quickly. And goes on to Muffin Man, so Endless holding his own in this top lane right now, and a nice first blood there, picked up by Shaitan.
Yeah, and I think Tinky should have probably gone the Chilling Touch here, rather than the Vortex, just for the sheer fact that they would have a lot more damage than Endless Winter to force him out, but he is going to miss the Throne Axe's slow, so that's not going to tick off, and now Tinky in a lot of trouble, taking a lot of damage from Endless, but he should be able to get away from this. The one more auto attack isn't going to come off, so Tinky going to get away, but Endless is doing fantastically in this off lane.
As we were saying, just a great Nature's Prophet play. Is only sitting at 7-2, but he is, holding out 2 heroes, basically. Tuskar is actually going to activate an Invis Rune in mid and eat a bottle charge. Looks to be going on Emerald Oswald in the mid. In comes Risk. He's thrown out the Frostbite already, and he goes down almost instantly. Shaitan picking up a second kill, and you can't really hope for more. 2 successful rotations with the mid player picking up the kill.
Yeah, and this is the fact of Endless Winter holding his lane. Firestarter is free to roam around. He can neutral well because he's a Crystal Maiden. And obviously Frostbite lasts 8 seconds, is it, on the neutral creeps?
CTI in a lot of trouble here. An arrow comes out. They nicely dodge it. But CTI did get thrown up in the air. The Fisher comes out. Lippy taking a lot of damage, actually. 2 more shots and he should die. Varge comes forward. An excellent block from Shaitan and picking up the kill with a punch. Great team play there. And Shaitan really knowing how to play this Tuskar.
Yeah, nicely done. And a decent dive from Balls as well. He didn't have to be afraid to go forward into that tower range, being that he has 910 health at level 5.
And to answer your earlier question, I believe Frostbite holds them for 10 seconds.
10 seconds, okay. I thought it was 8. I'm not sure why I thought it was 8. I just did.
Is there an Ultex? Last 10 seconds on creeps level 5 or lower. We're going to have
Endless in a lot of trouble.
Maybe dropping here. 2 more right clicks, and we're just going to harp on about this, but if he had Chilling Touch there, that was a dead Nature's Prophet. We're going to have a rotation in from Shaitan. Double damage as well. Tinky is going to be going down. Tuskar picking up a dominating streak. Now going on to Muffin Man. He catches him. The ultimate hits him. It's a double kill. Shaitan Tuskar going wild.
Yeah, and Shaitan just absolutely dominating this game. I mean, he played so well mid. A lot of it relied on Risk's rotations. But it's a Dragon Knight, you know, he's got a lot of armor, but the magic nuke coming out from Snowball and Ice Shards, followed by all the Crystal Maiden does, the armor doesn't help him at all. And, you know, he's quite tanky, but he doesn't have the health part of that.
Yeah, it's certainly true, and it's kind of a shame because when Tuskar's been roaming around getting these kills, Oswald hasn't been able to pressure the tower really much at all. He's done about 170 damage to it, so doesn't have the dragon form yet, so you're not expecting him to take it down, but you would have expected him to push the wave a little bit more and get some more chip damage done. Right now, Tuskar's sitting at level 8, where Dragonite is level 5. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, CTI getting caught by the Frostbite. A nice Fissure will stop the aggression for now, but Balls is just going to dive in, completely ignores Vaj and misses CTI going off to the left. Must have been night vision there, but Balls in a little bit of trouble. Vaj is going to get stunned out and risk running through with the haste rune, and I don't think they really realized CTI is there, and Dragon Knight getting the breathe fire on Crystal Maiden in from the side. A great pickup there from DK. Now sitting at 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, he saved his Doom to die, so it's definitely worth it. Doom actually only sitting at level 5 as well, so not getting the best of experience around, but I mean, they are in the dual lane, so you don't expect, you know, a hell of a lot. So he's just going to sort of rotate around. He's probably just going to eat a jungle creep, go back to base, which is the best thing he can do. He needs to get out of here, though. These two in this jungle playing live on the edge, and meanwhile, mid going to get another kill for these two. Yeah,
just Crystal Maiden as well as Tuskar doing so well, and Earthshaker is actually going to get a kill on Rubik in the bottom lane with the help of Vaj. A nice arrow set up there. Only one level into the arrow, but maxing out Starfall, so it does do a lot of damage if you can get that second hit off.
Yeah, and that's the safer way to play Mirana. You've got the guaranteed damage rather than relying on how good your arrows are and how aware Hans Reborn are. And Hans Reborn are one of those teams that it's going to be hard to land those arrows. They are going to know that they're coming out at all points. These guys they've been playing Dota a long time and are very talented, so they're going to know.
Yeah, definitely, and Chetan still being extremely dominant here. He's at 5-0-1 8 minutes into the game, and he's also nabbed 35 last hits, sitting third in terms of last hits, just throwing out some harassment damage to Oswald. He started getting up that Dragon's Blood, but you know, it's nowhere near maxed yet. It's only a slight bit of health regen, a little bit of armor, and it's really where Chetan can take advantage of that. We are going to have a Troll ultimate thrown out, some damage being done to this top tower, but it's just chip damage, and an Earthshaker illusion is going to come through and spot out the dual jungle of CM and Endless Winter.
Yeah.
Oh, Chetan going in mid lane, throwing out the ultimate. Two more hits should do it, but the stun gets thrown out as well as a follow-up. But he blocked his DK, and the ultimate from Nature's Prophet comes out. That's very unfortunate, and that shows you kind of the double-edged sword that is Fissure.
Yeah, and there's gotta be some flame going on in that TeamSpeak or Skype or whatever they're on. He's getting yelled at. 10 out of 10. Oswald is yelling at CTI right now.
That's unfortunate.
It is. But it happens. I mean, that's the risk you take with picking up an Earthshaker. And now we see Troll just sitting up top, free farming away. He's on 55 last hit, so pretty good. And he's sitting on, you know, Phase Boots, Bracer, Magic Wand. So nothing big to come out yet. Might go into those drums with the Bracer pickup, or skip that, maybe into Helmet Dominator, or straight into BKB, depending on what he feels necessary.
But I mean, if you take that into account, and we're actually going to see a Doom on bottom lane, as well as the Purge that Balls picked up from the Little Creep. Gets a kill very easily under the tower, and just they're starting to really streak ahead. I mean, we talk about, you know, Troll having decent last hits in this top lane, but he's still 4th in terms of net worth. Like, Chetan with all of the kills as he's got, as well as Endless Winter just having a great time in that offlane and picking up a Hand of Midas. It's really skewing the net worth charts for them. If you take a look at the experience, Hans Reborn are almost 7,000 ahead in experience, and Gold is around 5,000 ahead at 10 minutes in, so they've already got quite a substantial lead for this stage of the game.
Yeah, and Rubik now sitting on probably the worst skill to steal in the game, which is Berserker's Rage.
Well,
you don't want to go Meek.
Well, I'm looking at it, and I don't know if it's just mine, but his attack animation's bugged out.
Whose?
Rubik's.
That looks fine for me.
He just threw it and I couldn't see anything.
Oh. Okay. Apparently you're getting flamed too because you keep missing kills because you're bad.
Of course.
Of course. You're worst caster are you, basically.
100%.
100% awful.
We're going to see shards thrown out. It didn't catch Oswald, but Dragon Form's run out. Shaitan might think of snowballing in here, but the rest of the team is there to back up the Dragonite. Oswald throwing out that Breathe Fire, the Sigil just being so annoying, slowing down the attack speed and move speed, making even killing creeps a great and horrible problem.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the change they made to that Sigil was really good. I mean, a lot of the time you wouldn't even pick it up because it gave away so much money. And Muffin Man now in a lot of trouble.
The Walrus Punch and one more right click is enough to do it. Shaitan now on an unstoppable streak. Has a Claymore purchased up, so more than likely going to be going for that Shadow Blade.
No, man. It's going to get Battle Fury. Battle Fury OP. Come on.
And we're going to see Doom throwing out the Doom onto Vaj, also throwing out the Purge. The Nature's Prophet ultimate coming through, and Balls now on a killing spree, showing us he can play more than 3 heroes.
Yeah, Ball's definitely playing this Doom well. He hasn't died in this lane. He was, you know, kind of alone for some of it, but he wasn't really against a lane that put up much threat of actually killing him.
Yeah, he was kind of just so tanky, just sitting down here, taking harass from 2 heroes, and just not really caring about it. He's still got his farm from Devour, as well as last hitting decently, and he's sitting at 301 now, so, you know, he's number 3 in net worth and doing well. Tinky might be in a bit of trouble here. Lippy coming forward with Shaitan, the toss into Snowball, and that's another kill for Shaitan, who has finished up his Shadow Blade. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, Muffin Man does manage to pick up Doom with those axes, and it looks like they might be pushing into this bottom tower.
Yeah, and I bet you missed that kill too, didn't you?
I missed the secondary one just. I got the first one.
They keep doing, right, is they keep just killing on 2 lanes at the same time. You just can't do it, man.
Not my fault, man. They're going for a T1 trade. They're going at the top, as well as D4D, trying to kill off the bottom. Shaitan is here, though. He's caught 2 heroes, and he's going in and snowballing on CTI. TP's coming in, and no one's hitting on Shaitan just yet. Vaj gets hit up. The slow from the punch is quite large. Gets tossed back onto the other side of the Fissure. A nice arrow thrown out by Vaj that gets stolen, but they do manage to kill him off. The arrow gets thrown out, but they're well out of the way. Meanwhile, Oswald taking that middle tower down on Dragonite.
Yeah, and Balls being a Purge gamer, holding onto that Purge, as he said in the all chat, ever so nicely for everyone to read.
He's a great guy.
Great guy. Great guy. But they are going to take down this tier 1. Arrow being thrown out just to scout out, see if they can clip anyone for a free kill, but Arrow is very good to steal on this Rubik, I find. Just because you can gain the vision and just get, you know, a lucky pick off. You don't rely on it as much as the Mirana does. Mirana relies on the arrow to get the stun, but Rubik doesn't. He can throw it out to zone, he can throw it out to just try and pick something up. And if he hits it, he does, and if he doesn't, no one really cares.
And you're not really expecting the Rubik arrow. If you're up against a Mirana, you're kind of like, oh yeah, an arrow is going to be coming in, just be careful, watch out for it. But a lot of the time, even if Rubik steals it, you just simply forget.
Yeah.
And it's a lot harder to play against. We're going to have Moonlight Shadow. It looks like they might be trying to take out this bottom tower. Risk is trying to deny it. Rubik actually grabbing it. They should know exactly where the heroes are now, so they should be able to head down. They know it's just a Rubik, or they don't know it's just a Rubik, but they know Rubik's there. Vaj is going to come through. The arrow not going to be hitting on anyone, but the slow as well as Fissure hitting onto Risk, throwing out the stun, but in comes Shaitan. The nice leap away will stop it, and in fact getting blocked by his own Ice Shard, so there's going to be no return kill here, and Risk's Handamitis on cooldown.
Man, off cooldown Midas and you're not alive, I'd probably buy back. But, I mean, he is going to almost be at his mech now. Picking up both the parts, the buckler and the headdress, so getting very close to that. Only needs the recipe, which is going to be very, very helpful for Hans. Just having that extra health in the fights, and Doom does look like he's going for a Shadow Blade as well. And we spoke about this the other game, where, you know, It's kind of risky, but it's kind of good to pick it up.
See an initiation in the mid. CTI gets caught out immediately. A follow-up arrow and Doom picking up the last kill with the last hit rather with level death.
Yeah, and for those of you in the chat wondering why the mic does weird things, his microphone keeps changing from mono to stereo sound quality, so it jumps occasionally, but we are trying to resolve it. And if anyone knows anything about it, feel free to hit us up. Send him a Twitch message or something so he gets it rather than just in the chat.
Yeah, I do. If anyone is wondering, I have a blue snowball. And it's only been happening since I switched from Windows 8 back to Windows 7 and got my new PC. I've tried several different USB ports, but yeah, it hasn't fixed anything.
Yeah, it's a bit odd, but doesn't stop us from casting, right, man?
No Wayne.
No Wayne. And we're going to see Endless on this Nature's Prophet now building up to an Necromicon. So he's going to get the book out, and the split push from him with a Shadow Blade and a Necro book is going to be insane. You can't stop him from taking towers because the rest of the team will just fight you. And with the advantage Hans have, they can do that. They can fight you 4v5 and either win the fight or still come out okay. Unless everything goes perfectly for D4D at the moment.
Shatan's going to find out Emmerich Oswald. I think he saw Muffin Man there as well, though. His Shadow Blade will run out. He was spotted as well. Pings coming out from Muffin Man, so not able to pick anything up there. And it looks like he's building into a BKB. He's got the Ogre Axe, Ogre Axe already, and looking to get that Missile Hammer shortly. Double Shadow Blade up now in the top lane. And Oswald is in a lot of trouble, gets doomed up. I don't think that was necessary, but does get punched to oblivion. Ball's getting hit by that AA ult, walking very slowly, needs to purge himself, and he does. But it doesn't take off the AA ult. Unpurgeable skill right there, at least from that skill. Arrow coming through from Mirana, but it's not going to hit on anyone. And now Shatan looking to be more aggressive. Catches CTI, but Vaj is coming in from the side. We're going to see a double snowball, dodging the Fissure. Endless Winter coming in very aggressively, gets hit by the axes. The Sentry Wall put down, as well as Dust coming out. Tinky almost dying, but getting a mischance there. Vaj dropping very low, will go down to the punch. Balls managing to pick up Tinky finally on the back end. But CTI Fishes tries to get out, but doesn't make it. Muffin Man also able to pick up a kill on CM. And now Shatan grabbing in, but somehow getting forced out of the Sprout there. Emmerich Oswald trying to make something happen. The stun comes out, but it's just not enough. A buyback from Tinky is not really going to achieve anything here, and the aggression stops there.
Yeah, I mean, D4D nicely stopped the aggression. But Hans Reborn just decimated them through that. They only lost Risk and they picked up 3 kills and forced a buyback. Everything's going well for them right now. And Nature's Prophet, he wasn't really doing much split push. He's going to have the Necro book up now, which will be level 1. And but the Troll finally picking up his BKB, so not bad timing. Facebook brace a BKB and obviously the Magic Wand, but Magic Wand doesn't really do a whole lot in this game because it's not much spammable skills. But in a team fight, it'll be basically maxed out within, 5 or 6 seconds. But that's if he's still alive. And Shatan, being a creeper, he's going to find CTI here and Muffin Man. And I don't think he can kill them when they're both together. And CTI just got blocked. So they're like, there's a Shatan here. Or a Doom. We should be careful.
Oh, and he's going to go in on Vaj. Anyway, he is under an Invis rune, not his Shadow Blade. He can use his Shadow Blade, but he's going to go instantly onto Vaj. Throws out the Polar Punch, hits him mid-leap, needs a couple more attacks, and the Fissure has blocked him in again. Hans Reborn, now godlike, and the AA ult getting thrown out. It's just going to clip him there, but I think he needed the damage. No. The Cold Feet will be enough to take him down, and that's 1,192 gold picked up there by the Ancient Apparition.
And to twig, it's not a it's a USB mic, not a 2-channel headphone mic, so it won't be that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We would have fixed it if it was just that, man. Come on.
I work in IT, man. It's something to do with the driver interfering with something else. But the problem is, the good and bad thing about Blue microphones is they're just plug and play, so they don't really have dedicated drivers for it. So it's not like I can just reinstall it. I'd probably just have to, reinstall the entirety of the USB driver set that I have currently, so...
Which you could do.
I could. It's, but it'd be a lot of work for possibly a fix.
Yeah. But we're going to see he's smoked up on D4D now. Are they going to be able to catch anyone? CTI does get revealed, so he knows someone is close, and 2 Invis heroes here. This is the danger now.
Are they going to go in here? The Doom comes out instantly on Muffin Man. He's not going to be able to BKB and run here. Purge getting thrown out onto him as well. Shaitan hit by everything at once, though, does go down instantly. So far, it's carry for carry. Troll and, well, not really carry for carry, but 2 big core heroes going down. Lippy gets stunned out by Oswald with that dragon tail, and a nice shot there by Earthshaker does manage to him off. Balls going into the invis and running up instead of down. They think he's gone down to the right, but he's gone up, and now he goes back down again. And now he's going for Tinky, just pokes him once and runs the other way.
The Duke Lord.
He's like, nope, back to base.
And what do you think this Doom's going to pick up with the plate mail? Is it going to be the casual plate mail, or maybe into a Shivers or an Assault?
I think for his team, he's probably going to go Assault, because Shaitan does a buttload of physical damage once he gets into a fight. It is just really strong. I mean, the Walrus Punch is... It just says no target. I'm going to assume that it's physical damage.
Yeah, it's physical. It's a multiplier, so it basically just makes your physical damage do more. Yeah. But you cannot crit on top of it. Yeah, and well, the Shadow Blade doesn't stack on it either.
Yeah,
apparently.
It's just a flat bonus. It doesn't apply to the multiplier. And in fact, we're going to see Shaitan go for Vaj here. Might deny himself to neutrals here, but no, Shaitan getting the last hit. So using that Shadow Blade, he's about 700 gold off his BKB, which is he's been trying to build for quite a while, but Endless just straight getting that Necro 3, going straight from 1 to 3. So his split push has gone through the roof. But yeah, I think maybe after the BKB, Shaitan looks to go for something like the Desolator with an AC up on Hans, not on Hans, on Balls. It's going to be a lot of damage coming out from the 2 of them instantly, and it's something that can't be blocked by BKB. It leaves Troll really, really kind of naked in that sense.
Yeah, it most certainly does, and I think with the pickup of a BKB on Tusker, it's going to be really... They're just not going to be able to stop him doing anything. And Doom, now we saw him with like 1,300 gold maybe a minute and a half ago. Now he's on 2.7k. It's just crazy how fast Doom just gets gold. And he doesn't even have a Midas. With a Midas, it's just stupid.
It's all just Devour gold, but he needs to be careful now. 4 heroes, or actually the entire team from D4D are heading up top. Vaj is just going to be farming a little bit. They will spot out the team rotation with a ward, but it's going to be dewarded by Tinky. Nice 50 gold in his pocket.
Damn, yo. That change has actually really helped supports, though, giving the 50 gold. 50 gold's a lot of money.
It's a third of the next set of wards.
Yeah, at the start of the game, it's definitely really helpful. And while all the D4D are up top, Hans Reborn Endless is just going to push bot. He's got a Necro 3, all those trees, just attack, move him forwards.
He's not even attacking the tower himself. He's just attacking the tower with the units.
You don't need to attack it yourself. There's no danger in doing it this way.
And now he is going to come forward, though. Put the final hits in that he needs. Throwing out the ultimate as well. Shaitan's gone in on top. A big ultimate from Nature's Prophet does come through. Oswald gets out the stun. Means Cold Feet's going to proc. Throws out the BKB as well. He really wants Shaitan. Uses Breathe Fire. Gets mech'd up as well. He's still running. He needs one more shot. He goes into Shadow Blade and gets stopped. Oswald now in a lot of danger, but out comes the ultimate from Firestarter as well. Hitting on both Muffin Man now, trying to man up. Throws out the BKB, gets a nice stun on Balls as well, but in comes Shaitan with a double damage and a punch. It's going to finish off it if he can hit him, and a big hit.
1,000 damage. Wow. DD on Tusker. Scary. Scary business. 1,000 damage hitting on him.
And meanwhile, Endless Winter taking out that T2 tower, as well as doing almost the entirety of the T3 tower in damage. It's got 62 health left. So Hans just really rolling in this fight. If we look at the top of the farming board, we have all 4 being Hans players. The Crystal Maiden has 1.5k more net worth than the Troll at this stage of the game.
That's really depressing. But the fact that Crystal Maiden has a Midas, a mech, and a BKB is insane. Like, Crystal Maiden, she ganked well at the start, and she's just gotten farm everywhere. And the fact, 4 kills, 6 assists, it's not a massive amount, but 73 creep kills on a CM is a lot.
Jungle CM. Midas Jungle CM. New meta.
Yeah, it's too OP. Volvo, please nerf.
And right now the score is 26-9. If we take a look at the experience, Hans are 23,000 ahead. If we look at the gold, it's the same amount. So they're really looking good this fight. We do have Doom actually picking up a Shiva's guard. So not going the route of the AC, getting a little bit more burst damage out, as well as having the attack and move speed slow. It is good to get the kind of extra more hits through from Shaitan and Balls, wanting to get the damage that way instead of just pure negative armor. Shaitan popping out a Shadow Blade right next to DK, and he pops the Dragon form. Might be a very costly mistake leading up to the next fight. We're going to have Moonlight Shadow thrown out, so they might look to engage here on the top lane, but the rest of Hans are kind of sitting here. Ball's sitting right next to a DD rune. It might be sniped from under his nose, and Dragonite has got it, activates it instantly, but Rubik picks him up, tries to throw him onto the cliff, but it just doesn't make it. CTI throwing out a stun, but he can't do anything. They're all BKB'd up. Does block out Balls, though. AA ult will hit through. It does affect Shaitan, even under the BKB. He does manage to block off Oswald, who does go down. It's a double kill for Endless Winter on the back end, who did TP behind them. Necro 3 units, just too strong, and he's sitting on 6.1k gold.
That's got to be a Divine, right? Come on.
That's more than Morana's entire net worth.
That's really depressing. But they're going to push this tier 3, and obviously with the added level 3 Necro
Balls
units,
going on Varge as well, throwing out the Doom and Purge. True Purge gamer. He's basically kept it the entirety of the game, and they will be taking down that T3 now.
Endless just killed one of his items. I'm not sure what one it was. It obviously wasn't anything big, but it's just a bit random to see.
Muffin Man trying to man up here, taking Lippy down to half health, but he can't do anything else. The Cold Feet will start to hit on Balls, but he runs out of proc range. The dust does get thrown out. Balls not hit by it, however. He's coming back in, purges a creep instead of Muffin Man, but Shaitan blocks off the entrance to their own fountain. Shaitan does go down for it, though. The Fisher gets stolen by Lippy. He can throw it back out. Instant cast, and throws Oswald onto Muffin Man as well. A great little play there by Lippy, using both stuns excellently. Endless is just going to TP bottom now. If they chase this out, they're going to lose another Rax at bottom lane. The Rax is just absolutely melting to these Necro 3 units, as well as the Treants. And that's 2 Raxes for Hans in the same number of minutes.
Yeah, it's really dangerous for them at this point. These Necro units, they'll just finish it off, and then probably just get a few creep kills. Might as well. Not really going to kill Oswald with them. That's 600 pure damage, though. Man, that hurts.
And Balls will TP out just before CTI would have spotted him out, so some nice play there, but the AA ult does hit through.
Oh, the Purge Gaming!
At this
He's got a
stage...
diffuser blade.
Oh, Balls. You crazy bastard. But, you know, at that point, AA ult's not going to kill him, it's just more of an annoyance. Has to sit in the fountain a bit longer. Shaitan does come back as well, so he's got 1.2k gold, and does look to be building into that Desolator. So some more negative armor coming out there, and Endless TPing into that mid lane. It looks like they want to take down this T2 and then just take that final Rax. And he's hitting so hard. He did, in fact, go for the Scythe. Pretty much straight board it. He's got 3.6k gold.
Nothing now.
I mean, he's just so rich right now. Sitting at 20k net worth, 29 minutes into a game.
So much baller cash, and he's going to
coming into Emmerich Oswald. He throws out the BKB, but there are 3 heroes inside the snowball. Doom trying to hit him down. 1 Purge already thrown. Actually, no, it's just a slow from the Sigil as well as the Shiver's Guard. And he goes down. Rubik getting the kill, but the Doom used by Balls. I'm not sure on who, though. Did he use it on DK right before he died?
Varge, who's in base. He's doomed.
Right. I didn't see it all the way back there. We do have a buyback from DK. They want to try and defend it. They know this is their last stand. BKB up from Muffin Man, but he needs to run away, and Hans looks to be taking this tower. Balls smartly dodging that arrow and just hitting down on this tower. The Necro 3 unit's too strong. And Firestarter Risk just grabbing a double kill. The ult still going. It's a triple kill for the BKB Crystal Maiden. The good games come out, and that's a very nice win there from Hans, who will be reprising the upper
Six
bracket
in a row.
final.
The
And
radio
it's going to be Hans Reborn versus CSW in our best of 3 final.
Yeah, congratulations to Hans for getting it back up into the finals, really, and yeah, fantastically played. Thanks to our sponsors, David Gods Parker, myself, and James The.Spectre for casting, and everyone else who's been putting in for the prize pool with entry fees. There was not an entry fee, but it was optional to donate money to the prize pool, basically. A couple of people have put in some extra money out of their own pocket. I did get 45 Australian dollars from Godot so far, and apparently he was going to put in a little bit more as well. But yeah, thanks to the whole community for really supporting the tournament today.